super early on a Thursday morning, and I've got over 600 miles to get to Expo. So let's put up the mile ticker and time to hit the road. Well, we're just over 10 miles in. It's dark, it's raining, and it's snowing mix. And of course, the stock headlights on the Generation 2 Frontier leave a lot to be desired. So, it's gonna be a long morning, but I'm excited to be on the road. All right, we are 60 miles in, got a long way to go yet. Weather's a little better, but it's still snowing a little bit and raining just a little. I wish it was nicer and sunny, but it is what it is. All right, we are finally off the 4-lane highway and on some county roads. Just looking forward to this. Now the ride should get a little prettier. Still snowing, but it should be more interesting anyway. Alright, so I made a little bypass from my planned route and I stayed more on the 2-lane highway, and we are in the town of Spring Valley. The temperatures are right around freezing, it's sleeting, it's icy, so I'm gonna kind of stay on the more traveled roads at this time just because it's a little unpredictable and I got a lot of miles to go. There we are, 103 miles in, so cool. Stick around, got more to see. Well, we're in Iowa. We're a little closer anyway. That's some pretty exciting scenery, I must say. Well, I just pulled into the town of Lawler, Iowa, and saw this interesting Veterans Memorial. Thought I'd get out and take a look. We are 155 miles into the trip, so nice place to go stretch my legs anyway. Well, we're back on the pavement and headed due south towards Missouri. Woohoo! Right now I'm passing through the Wapsie River Grain Belt area. This area of rural Iowa has a lot of these little pockets of wetlands and conservation areas, and you know, pheasant hunting's a big deal here. So, and it's pretty neat. It's a pretty neat little area. All right, this is kind of a cool bridge in Dunkerton, Iowa. That's kind of cool, but it's raining, so let's get back on the road. All right, headed south again, just gassed up in LaPorte City, Iowa. Pretty exciting stuff. So, yeah. All right, I'm about halfway through the state of Iowa and ready to get into Missouri. It's a little gray, it's not green yet, so hoping I'll have some more curvy roads and some more interesting things to see in Missouri. But it's been a good drive so far. I'm glad the weather cleared up and anxious to get to Expo. Well, I'm zooming in on the Missouri border. Probably another 15 minutes and I should be there. And then I think the roads are going to get a little twisty as we hit the top of the Ozarks. So I'm excited to almost be there. Well, sort of almost be there. We're getting there, mile by mile. All right, here we go. We are rolling in to Missouri. We are officially in Missouri. So I'm not sure what that tall grass is, but that is really cool grass. That's really cool. Well, it didn't take long for the roads to get really interesting once I got into Missouri. Up and down and twists and turns. It's going to be a fun drive for the rest of the way. Alright, so Missouri County Road 149. Amazing road, ups and downs. Wow. It'd be super fun on a motorcycle, but it's pretty fun in the Frontier too. Well, I just fueled up in Novinger, Missouri, and I think I've got about 4.5 hours left. It's around 250 miles, something like that. And then I'll be at Expo. Anxious to get there, and a guy in the store was telling me, watch out for the State Patrol. They are out today, so I'll have to keep my eyes open. All right, let's go. We have another roadblock for construction, and I'm going to need to take a shortcut. I'm hoping this will get me there. We'll have to kind of monitor it. There's a lot of flooding that's probably happened here in the last few weeks, and some of these roads get pretty low, and there's a lot of warning signs about things that may have flooded, so I get it. So hopefully this won't be too much of a shortcut, or too long of a shortcut, and we'll go from there. Alright, so I'm headed into the town of Glasgow on Highway 5, and that is part of the Lewis and Clark Trail, so that's cool that I'm hitting some of that on the way to Moore. Alright, well, I'm on a high point in the town of Marshall, and this is a Civil War site, so I'm going to check it out. Well, 661 miles later and 13 hours on the road, I'm finally in Springfield at the MOORE Expo. The show opens tomorrow, and it's going to be a great day of looking at all kinds of stuff for overlanding camping, and hopefully I can find some Nissan stuff too. I'm looking forward to bringing that all to you, and you guys have a good one, and I'll see you down the road.